Money, money, money must be funny in a Snail Games world. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. Now, today we are going to be talking about what is happening tomorrow, and it's going to be very interesting for a lot of the ARK community because obviously, as you would have seen for the last couple of days, I've been covering the Snail Games situation on the new paid, well, I'm going to say paid DLC because they haven't said if it's going to be paid yet, but I think most likely we know that they're holding it off at the moment, because if they said it was paid, that is going to really wind some people up. But on the Aquatica DLC, now tomorrow Snail Games will be doing a webcast, a live webcast, and I'm going to let you guys know how you can watch it, what's going on, and what's most likely going to be heard at this thing. So anyway, if you guys do enjoy it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're a Ragnarok lover out there, or you're an Unreal Engine 5.5 lover, which I know hopefully everyone is, but I don't know when it's coming. We're gonna get some news on Friday, whether it's gonna be delayed or not. But if you are a lover of any map, come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster, because we will have every single map possible coming to our cluster as soon as it releases. Ragnarok, Valguero, Lost Colony, all of them that are Genesis 1, Genesis 2, everything will be coming to the LoadedCrysis cluster, so you will never have to worry about paying for a server yourself or anything like that. You can just come and join us, and when a new map's there, it will be added. Link to the Discord down below. Anyway, guys, it's time to talk. Okay, so Snail Inc. to report fourth quarter and full year 2024 financial results. So Snail Games, a global independent developer and publisher of interactive digital entertainment, has scheduled its fourth quarter and full year 2024 financial results announced for March 26th, 2025, which is tomorrow. The company will host a conference call and webcast at 4:30 p.m. ET on the same day, where management will discuss the results. Investors and interested parties can access the live webcast and replay through the company's investor relations website at Investor Snail Games. So, also they say, blah, 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 has announced that, yeah, okay. So anyway, and then GP, my good friend, posted on Twitter saying, get your popcorn ready. Snail Inc. will be releasing their fourth quarter and full year 2024 reports tomorrow, and their audio webcast. Will Noble Capital Markets bring up the horrific AI/Aquatica questions? Why are the Noble Capital Markets the only ones ever to ask questions? #PlayArk. And someone's responded to GP saying, my guess is because they're in on a scheme, because they don't want to hear the real questions that people deserve to know the answers to. And GP responded with, Noble Capital Markets have asked some pretty strong questions before. They definitely aren't fed easy questions. So tomorrow will be a very interesting day, because obviously if you guys haven't watched one of these before, you might be new to it. Basically, they do one of these webcasts that you can either listen into live or listen after it's finished, and you pretty much, it's usually around about 20 to 30 minutes long, depending on what's been going on, and they go through how much money they've made, they go through how things are going and stuff, and then they go on to talk about questions of what's going on with the game. So clearly this is going to be, appearing, and it's going to be very interesting to hear what they have to say. If I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I just feel like Snail were just going to brush this off as they always do. And this is why this time round we can't sort of just accept that that's going to be the way moving forward. And Snail, if you're watching these videos that I'm making, this isn't me just trying to constantly want to take you down. This is me saying you have an opportunity to speak to your community, the community that has made you pretty much most of your money recently, because and that's why you cling on to ARK, because that's what ARK does for you, right? It makes you your most money. So, and you have an audience of the most dedicated fan base here, and all they're asking for from you is to actually show why, to actually just get your face on camera, or you don't even have to get your face on camera. You can literally just do an audio thing if you really want to, and give real questions to an audience. I feel like you treat the ARK community as they're just some sort of robots that will just keep paying you money or something as and when you want, and you don't realize that these are real people that are making these purchases every time you want to try and release something, and that they're not stupid. They're not just, you know, when you release something, they don't just say, oh cool, look, ARK's done something, I'm gonna buy it. And there might be some people out there that would do that, but the important thing is that you actually think about what you're gonna say and not just give these corporate responses. So I decided to use some Snail Games magic potions and talk to ChatGPT about what the relationship is with Snail Games and Studio Wildcard, and what is the likelihood Snail Games could ever leave and how this could ever happen. And by the looks of things, we're pretty stuck, as I expected. Now, I've been in the ARK community right since the beginning, and I've kind of seen this situation sort of begin. I'll have some stuff to add to this as well, because as I said, like, I remember being like a 15-year-old kid playing ARK, and then started doing news videos, and then I sort of used to catch up what was going on and the lawsuits and everything. But pretty much, so ownership and structure. Studio Wildcard is the original developer of ARK Survival Evolved, founded in 2014. Snail Games USA is like obviously another company, like sort of alongside the Chinese company Snail Games, acquired a majority stake in Studio Wildcard shortly after ARK's early success around 2015 and 2016. Now, something many people may not know is one of the reasons kind of behind this, from what we know, is that Studio Wildcard actually got hit with a massive lawsuit. I can't remember what game it was. I think it was like Dungeon Defenders or something. And they got hit with a massive lawsuit and they actually lost. And from what I remember, it was something about assets in the game, which when I think about that, I wonder what assets it was. But either way, they won. And I think without Snail Games actually coming in and and taking the majority stake in Studio Wildcard, I think the game may never have actually been a thing. So, by the way, I am not saying I am going to thank Snail Games for anything, because at the end of the day, without ARK, of course, my YouTube channel wouldn't have been here, but maybe I wouldn't have done ARK. Maybe I would have done another game. I'm not giving them any thanks whatsoever, because if they had taken the game and taken it to new levels, then I would be literally like kissing your feet, Snail Games, and thanking you for where I am right now. But the way you've treated the game, the way you've treated your players, no chance this is ever happening. This means Snail Games essentially owns Studio Wildcard through its US branch. However, Studio Wildcard still operates with some level of independence, especially in the creative direction, which is why the game is as good as it is. Now, by the way, I know I'm going to get people that say to be dumb, which I mean as good as it is, but I think Studio Wildcard are a creative studio. They do have things that they don't do correctly, and I still feel like they've never really been able to grow because they've been working under Snail Games. And I generally believe if they could actually work under a Microsoft or someone like that actually purchase the game, I think they would really learn and grow as a company rather than being under Snail Games, which I can't imagine do very much. So, next one. Can Wildcard remove Snail Games? Highly unlikely, because Snail owns a majority of Wildcard. Wildcard cannot remove Snail, it's likely it's more the other way round. If there was ever a change, it would have to come through a buyout, Wildcard or another investor buying back the shares from Snail, a merger / acquisition by another entity, or some form of legal reconstructuring, which would be rare and complex. Tensions and drama. There have been tensions between the two companies. For example, in 2017, there were reports that Snail Games wanted to push more monetization into ARK, and Studio Wildcard was at odds with some of that, which I actually remember this, and I remember there was a piece of information that came from, I can't remember, it was one of the developers, it might have even been ARK Jesse, that said they do not ever want to have any form of these kind of microtransactions as part of the game. That's what they said back then. And I'm talking about loot. I think they went more into detail about loot boxes or loot crates or anything like that they wanted to stay away from. Devs from Wildcard have at times hinted at internal struggles related to business decisions and timelines, many believed to be stem from Snail's influence. And when ARK 2 was delayed and ARK Survival Ascended was announced, the community heavily speculated that Snail was pushing the remaster to generate cash flow, especially since Snail is publicly traded and needed a revenue driver. All pretty much true facts from what we know. Obviously, again, I can't say that this is what Snail done. They might say it's Studio Wildcard. We don't know. But obviously, the Ascended remaster was meant to be free at the start, as we know, and obviously it ended up becoming a whole new game, a whole new remaster, and obviously it was added premium mods and that kind of stuff to make more of a revenue stream, which I'm sure there was some Snail Games stuff behind that. What's the likelihood of Wildcard breaking away? As it stands, unless Studio Wildcard somehow raises enough money or gets backing from another big company to buy themselves out, they are tied to Snail. Snail Games is also heavily reliant on ARK as one of its only successful IPs. They wouldn't give that up easily, which is what I've talked about many times before. So realistically, the chance of Snail being removed by Wildcard is extremely low under the current structure, but if ARK 2 becomes a mega hit or Wildcard found a powerful external partner, things could change down the line. So really, just to end this video off, I just wanted to say that it's not the perfect situation that we're currently in, and obviously it's been the situations we've been in right from the beginning, and hopefully something can happen from this situation. But as many people know, ever since even that T-Tribe situation, it was kind of just not talked about and forgotten about. And obviously this time round it might be a bit different because it's an actual DLC, but I feel like, when you've got a company that just don't care about you, what can you do? And it's a real shame because this game is an amazing game, and it's so addictive, it's so much fun, and I know Studio Wildcard love this game like it's their baby, but what can you do when contracts are involved? And this is the sad thing about life. But anyway, we will see what happens in the call tomorrow. I will catch you guys in my next video. If you did enjoy, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys then.